If you are over 60 and you want a luxury SUV that will not strand you, will not drain your savings, and will not punish your body every time you get in and out, the 2021 to 2024 Toyota Venza, the 2017-2020 Acura MDX, and the 2018-2022 Lexus RX 350 are the only three worth your time right now. Here is exactly why and which one fits your situation. I have spent over a decade helping retirees cut through dealership noise and find vehicles they can trust for the next 10 to 15 years. That is the only credential that matters here. Let us get into it. Before we start the list, stay until number 1. The Lexus RX 350 has a specific seat height that occupational therapists reference by name when they help seniors return to driving after hip or knee replacement surgery. Not because the seat is comfortable, though it is, because the angle means your knees never drop below your hips when you sit down. I will show you exactly how to test that on a test drive before you sign a single piece of paper. Number 3, 2021 to 2024 Toyota Venza, the stealth luxury hybrid. Think about the last time you stopped for gas on a cold, rainy evening. Out of the car, card in hand, wind in your face. For most drivers, that moment happens 45 to 60 times a year. The Toyota Venza nearly eliminates it. Every Venza built between 2021 and 2024 is a hybrid. There is no non-hybrid version. That means close to 40 miles per gallon every single day. For a senior covering 10,000 miles a year, that translates to roughly $700 to $900 in annual fuel savings compared to a standard mid-size SUV. Over 5 years, that money stays in your account, not at the pump. For anyone on a fixed income, that is not a small number. Now, before we go any further, here are the 3 things to check before you buy one. Write these down. First, confirm the hybrid battery has no warning lights anywhere in the service history. A failed hybrid battery costs between $2,500 and replace, and it should never catch you off guard. Second, look at the rear cargo floor for water stains. They indicate a failed seal around the taillights, a $300 repair that quietly becomes a mold problem if ignored. Third, ask when the tires were last rotated. On a vehicle that sends power to all 4 wheels, skipping that service causes the component that splits power between your front and rear axles to wear unevenly, a failure that runs $800 to correct, $1 down. Now here is what makes this vehicle worth that inspection. The cabin uses extra sound deadening glass. The seats are wrapped in Softex, a soft synthetic material that does not crack or stiffen in summer heat. On the limited trim, you can add a panoramic roof that switches from completely clear to fully frosted at the press of one button. That feature normally lives on vehicles costing $30,000 more. Every Venza also comes standard with automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assistance, and adaptive cruise control included from the factory, not an optional extra you have to negotiate for. The door opens wide, the seat height lets most adults slide straight across without crouching, and the controls sit exactly where your hands fall naturally on the wheel. 1. Maintenance. The hybrid system in this vehicle is not experimental technology. It is the same platform powering Toyota taxi fleets through 300,000 miles worldwide. Any local mechanic handles every routine service. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance at approximately $441 per year. For your budget, that is peace of mind you can put a real number on. The Venza is right for you if you want near luxury comfort, strong fuel economy, and low running costs. Skip it if you need to tow anything regularly. This vehicle is not built for that work. If this is already saving you time and money, tap the like button now. It takes 1 second, and it helps this channel reach more seniors who need exactly this information. The Venza is the value buy. More refinement and fuel savings per dollar than almost anything else at this price point. But if you need 3 rows for grandchildren, number 2 does something the Venza cannot, and it has nothing to do with its size. The Acura MDX is a 3-row SUV that steers lighter than most sedans. Up next, I will show you exactly why that matters if you have any stiffness or pain in your wrists or shoulders, and I will show you the 3 hidden problems to look for before you buy one. Number 2, 2017-2020 Acura MDX, the sensible premium cruiser. A 73-year-old retired civil engineer named Gerald came to a dealership I work with last spring. He had driven the same full-size pickup for 22 years. Letting it go was not easy. His late wife had ridden in it. He needed 3 rows for his grandchildren, had arthritis in both shoulders, and had one firm rule: no European brands, no specialty mechanics, no repair bill that took 3 phone calls to understand. He sat in the MDX skeptically. He drove it out of stubbornness more than interest. Twiddler less, 3 weeks later, he called back. He said, "It steers lighter than my wife's old Camry. My grandkids have their own row, and my mechanic says it is basically a Honda underneath. Why did nobody tell me about this car 10 years ago?" Here is what Gerald discovered, and here is what you need to check before you buy one. 3 things. First, have the transmission fluid inspected before you hand over any money. It should be clear or light pink. If it is dark brown or smells burnt, the transmission has been neglected, and a full replacement on this vehicle runs $3,500. Do not skip this. Second, if the vehicle has rear air suspension, the system that gives it that smooth floating ride quality, ask for its service history. A failed rear air suspension unit costs between $1,400 and $1,800 per corner to fix. Third, on a cold start, before the engine has fully warmed up, listen for any rattling noise. That sound points to a worn component inside the engine that controls the timing of the engine's valves. Think of it as a small mechanical clock that keeps the engine running in rhythm. If it has not already been serviced, budget around $600 to correct it. Now, why this vehicle is worth that inspection? Target 2017 to 2020. Specifically, in 2017, Acura made their full safety suite standard on every single trim level. Automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, and radar cruise control are included. You do not need to hunt for a loaded model to get them. Every 2017 or newer MDX has all of it from the factory. The 2016 model had transmission inconsistencies that Acura corrected for 2017. That year is the firm cutoff. Do not go below it. Under the hood is Honda's 3.5-liter V6 engine. This is Honda's most mass-produced engine family, found in millions of vehicles across decades of production. Any mechanic in any town can service it. Brake pads, sensors, and alternators are priced much closer to Honda parts than to luxury European parts. RepairPal puts annual maintenance at approximately $501 per year. Despite carrying 3 rows and seating for 7, the MDX steers with a lightness that a senior with limited shoulder mobility or wrist arthritis can manage comfortably one-handed in a grocery store parking lot. Acura engineered that deliberately. For your body, it is a meaningful difference every single day. The MDX is right for you if you need 3 rows, want Honda reliability in a luxury body, and ease of steering matters to your daily comfort. Skip it if fuel economy is your top priority. At 20 to 22 miles per gallon in mixed driving, it will cost more at the pump than the Venza. The MDX is the family option. 3 rows, Honda running costs, and steering light enough for arthritic wrists, all in the same vehicle. But number 1 does something neither the Venza nor the MDX can match, and I will name it exactly. Consumer Reports has ranked it among the most dependable vehicles ever built across every category they measure, and it has a seat height that occupational therapists cite by name. Here is why that specific detail matters more than anything a salesperson will ever tell you. Number 1, 2018-2022 Lexus RX 350, the ultimate senior SUV. This is the right vehicle for any senior who wants to drive for the next 15 years without a single terrifying repair bill. I say that without hesitation. The 2018 to 2022 Lexus RX 350 is the most reliably comfortable, most consistently safe, and most affordable to own luxury SUV a senior can buy right now. Here is the proof. Consumer Reports has ranked the RX among the most dependable vehicles ever built, not just among SUVs, but across every category on their list. The engine is Toyota's 2GR Series V6, in continuous production for over 20 years. It powers ambulances, fleet vehicles, and police cruisers. It does not use a timing belt that wears out and costs $700 to replace on a fixed schedule. It also does not use the type of automatic transmission, common in many competitors, where traditional gears are replaced by a belt-driven system that slips under pressure and often requires a $3,500 replacement before 100,000 miles. It uses a conventional, time-tested automatic gearbox that any mechanic has been servicing for decades. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance at approximately $597 per year, exceptionally low for a vehicle at this level. Now, the seat. This is the detail that appears in zero dealership brochures and matters more than almost anything else on this list. The RX 350 seat height is engineered so precisely that the average adult can turn at the door, sit on the edge, and slide straight back without the knees dropping below hip level at any point. Occupational therapists who work with seniors returning to driving after hip or knee replacement surgery reference this entry height, specifically as one of the most accessible in the midsize SUV class. Your independence starts before the engine does, and this vehicle makes that first moment of every trip genuinely effortless. The cabin noise isolation is world-class. If you have any degree of hearing difficulty, a loud cabin creates fatigue on every single drive and makes it harder to hear sirens and conversation from passengers. At highway speed in the RX 350, Conversation is effortless. You can confirm that in the first 20 minutes of a test drive. Starting in 2018, Lexus made their full safety suite standard. If you want the simplest daily technology experience, aim for a 2020 to 2022 model. Lexus replaced the old trackpad controller with a direct touchscreen and added Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That single change makes daily use dramatically easier for anyone who found the older system frustrating. Used prices for clean examples currently sit between $32,000. That investment buys you peace of mind that a $25,000 European alternative simply cannot, because the annual savings on maintenance and avoided repair bills close that gap faster than most buyers expect. 1A. Before you buy, 3 things. Request a full vehicle history and look for any stretch where the car sat unused for more than 6 months. Rubber seals deteriorate in storage, and the resulting leaks become expensive quickly. Have the brake fluid tested for moisture. Any Lexus dealer does this at no charge, and skipping it risks a brake failure costing $900 to correct. And confirm the air conditioning blows cold from the rear vents as well as the front. The component that keeps your back passengers cool can fail silently, and replacement runs $1,100 to $1,000. 1B. The one-term reliability is your highest priority, and you want the most refined daily driving experience on this list. Skip it if your budget is firmly under $28,000. A clean example below that price will carry mileage that demands very close inspection before purchase. If you know a family member who is about to help a parent buy a car and has no idea where to start, share this video with them today and subscribe. Next week, I am covering the 3 used SUVs I tell every single customer to walk away from immediately, and the 1 warning sign that shows up in every single one of them, every time without exception. Here is your 1-sentence summary for each vehicle. The Toyota Venza is the smart hybrid buy, near luxury comfort, close to 40 miles per gallon, and around $441 a year in maintenance costs. The Acura MDX is the family option, 3 rows, Honda reliability underneath a luxury badge, and steering light enough for arthritic wrists at around $500 a year. The Lexus RX 350 is the long game vehicle, the most dependable SUV on this list. The easiest entry and exit of the 3, and around $597 a year to own. Whichever one you choose, what you are really buying is your independence. The ability to go where you want, when you want, without asking a single person for help. That is worth getting right.